Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Teaching English on Dروس Super Goal 3. Before I start, I'd like to welcome my colleague, Mr. Fawaz Al-Aqil, the interpreter to the sign language. Let's start our class today by reviewing the plan, the objectives. What are we going to achieve at the end of this class? At the end of the class, the students will be able to identify Super Goal 3 contents. What the things that this nice book, Super Goal 3, has. Okay. Also, the student will be able to name 10 different kinds of museums. We'll study about museums, and you will learn what museums are. Also, the student will be able to ask questions in the past tense. How to ask about things, actions, and how to ask about adjectives. Also, the student will be able to recall 10 words they have read in the context. We have context in this lesson. We will ask you at the end of the class to check how much you achieved, how much you gained, how much you received from these words. Also, the student will be able to identify 5 irregular verbs. Before we start our lesson today, then Unit 6, we will give you a general idea. We will go on overview on this book, Super Goal 3. So, Super Goal 3 has the second semester of this year will be on 6 units. Okay, so we'll study the first part of this semester, Super Goal 3. The second part, we are going to study Super Goal 4. Okay, what is the first unit that we are going to start with? That is Unit 6. What was it like? Okay, we will come in details about this title and the content of this unit. Unit 7, what happened? Also, we'll take about 6 classes in this unit. And Unit 8, what's wrong? Okay, this is a common question that you commonly hear it. And after that, we will have a revision. That is a unit called expansion unit. So in this unit, we're going to review Unit 5, 6, 7, and 8. So expansion unit from 5 to 8. And then we will start with Super Goal 4 as we are planning. We will start with Unit 1 in this book. Let's go out. And after that, we're going to study Unit 2. That is it's a bargain. Okay, we will study this and we will know the things that are very important in this unit. And number 3, the last unit that we will study in this semester is under the title, There is no comparison. Okay. Before we start also, there is something very important to know before you learn or you study this book. You have to know that when you study English, when you learn English, that means you learn about 4 skills. What are these 4 skills? Let's write them down so that it will be clear, because you need to make a good plan for your study. The first skill that you will learn is listening. Okay, listening is a very important skill. If you listen very well, where the impact goes, it goes to your ability to speak. Okay, so speaking is the result of good listening. Okay, in listening, also after that also you will learn about reading. Okay, reading is a very important skill also. If you read very well, what is the impact of your reading? The impact will go on your ability of writing. So if you listen very well, that will help you to speak very well. If you read very well, that will help you to write very well. Okay, among these 4 skills, okay, we say the 4 main skills, there is something called minor skills, sub-skills. What are these skills? Let's write them in a different color pen. We will have listening. You will study vocabulary, okay, which is very important in your language in English. Also, you will study grammar, because when you listen to good sentences, good structure of sentences, and also you will learn pronunciation, how words pronoun. Okay, let me erase this one. Okay, pronunciation. That is how you say words, how to talk and how to pronounce words correctly. And if you study very well, as we said before, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, the impact will go to your ability in speaking. If you listen very well, that means you have to take care of vocabulary, of grammar, and of spelling. Pronunciation. Okay, and also in reading, if you read very well, that means you are going to take care of these two also, vocabulary and grammar. Okay, what else you learn? There are other 3 things that you need to learn. That is spelling. Okay, because you practice spelling through reading. Okay, also you will practice punctuation. Okay, what do you mean by punctuation? When you write a sentence or when you write a paragraph, you take care of, for example, capitalization, to start with a capital letter, to end your sentence with a full stop. If it's a question, you write a question mark, a comma, an exclamation mark, and other punctuation marks that we are going to learn in this semester. And the last one is the handwriting. Okay, you have to improve your handwriting by practicing. Okay, so if you learn, if you read very well, that means you are going to take care of the vocabulary, grammar, spelling, punctuation, and handwriting. And the impact will go here in your ability to write. So whenever you listen, whenever you listen, you have to try to imitate what you are listening to, especially when you listen to native speakers, because in your age, you are able to make your accent and your pronunciation better by being a smart listener. So a smart listener will become a smart speaker. And also, when you read, try to read as much as you can. Okay, because reading, as we said before, will help you write very well. If you are a good reader, you're going to be a witty writer. Okay, and something very important, this sign here, as you can see here, what does it mean? What does it indicate? This indicates that there is an integration between skills. So that, for example, you notice here, vocabulary and grammar. You can use vocabulary and grammar in all these 4 skills. And you know that vocabulary and grammar are the most important minor skills among these 4 main skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay, so how can you improve that? It is very important to practice. As we said before, practice makes perfect. Okay, use it or lose it. Whenever you learn something, you have to use it so many times, as much as you can. You have to expose yourself to the English language by listening, by reading, writing, and speaking. Okay, let's move to the next slide now. Okay, now we'll talk about the book again. We'll go back to the book. You know that we are going to study 6 units in this book, and these 6 units follow certain pattern. What do you mean by certain pattern? Each unit has 11 sections. Okay, there are 11 sections. The first section in each unit is called Listen and Discuss. What does this section have? In each unit, this section has the main theme. It introduces the main theme of the unit. Each unit has a different theme than the other, as you saw a while ago. Okay? The second one here is pair work. The third one is grammar. Okay? The fourth one is listening, pronunciation. Number 6, conversation. Number 7, about you. Number 8, reading. And number 9 is writing. Number 10 is project. And the last one for meaning and function. Okay, so each unit has these sections. Each unit will take about approximately 6 classes. Okay, and you know that in this unit we're going to study function, as you can see here, how to ask and answer about past activities, how to describe past activities, how to express an opinion, how to also in the grammar here you will learn how to use the past simple tense with be. Okay, we will come to that in this class, inshallah. Simple past tense, regular and irregular verbs, also we'll learn about that. intensifiers with adjectives, listening. Okay, in the listening section here, you will listen for specific information from radio reviews. Also in the pronunciation section, you're going to learn past tense that with words, with verbs that end with ta sound, da sound, and id sound. Okay, in reading, also you're going to read an article called Art of the Pen, Arabic Calligraphy. Okay. Also in the writing section, you're going to write about interesting museum. You will imagine that you visited a museum and you will write about it. Also in the project section, you might have performance or sports event that you attended. And also you're going to make a brochure about an event in your town or in your city. Okay. Now the title of this unit is What Was It Like? You know this question here, when somebody asks, what was it like? What is the time that this person is asking you about? He's asking you, or she is asking you about the past. How do you know that it's in the past? Because you notice here, was. Okay, was here indicates that it is in the past. If he or she wants to know about the present, they can ask like this: what is it like? Okay, that means you need to describe the thing. Okay, your experience or the thing that you practiced. What is it like? That means now. You give us your opinion. But what was it like for the events that took place in the past? Now we're going to read about 4 museums, as you can see here. And the museum here, or we can see here a website. This is a website. And usually when you want to visit a museum, you go to the website and you make a reservation to visit this website. Okay, what's the title of this website? What is on? The name of that is what's on, means what's happening. Okay, this is the title or the name of this museum. So here we have a guide. The first one, Museum of Contemporary Art. This museum, if you are interested in art, you will find it very interesting. We have some details about it. This is a kind of art. Where does it exist, or where is this, or what is it about? It's called the name of this museum, The World of Miro. Okay, temporary exhibit of works by the Spanish artist. A Spanish artist, very famous one, has this museum, and he has some paintings to exhibit. Okay, we'll have some details about it when it starts and when it finishes. It starts on May 3rd, the 3rd, and it ends on July 29th. Okay, the time 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Remember that very well. Closed on Saturday. Saturday they don't open, they close. And the price of the ticket, as you can see here, is $5. Students free. Okay, the students are allowed to go in free. So this is the first one. It's called Museum of Contemporary Art. Let's listen to this audio with your colleague reading the information about this museum.
The What's On Museum Guide. Museum of Contemporary Art. The World of Miro. Temporary exhibit of works by the Spanish artist. May 3rd to July 29. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed Saturdays. Tickets $5. Students free.
Okay. Now we move to the second museum, okay, under the title here, the What's On Museum Guide. Here the museum is called Museum of Natural History. What do you mean by natural history? Will you learn more details about it? The Jurassic experience. What do you mean by Jurassic experience? When we say Jurassic, we talk about millions of years ago. Was there life there in millions of years ago in the Jurassic time? Yes, there was. What is the most famous animal that lived in the Jurassic era or in the Jurassic period? It's this one. What do you call this one? That's called a dinosaur. We call it a dinosaur. Okay, so what we are going to see is you're going to see a journey, we'll experience a journey through time and come face to face with a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex, a kind of dinosaurs that looks like a real one. Okay, so now let's read or let's listen to your colleague now reading some information about this museum, what time it opens and what time it closes, and the days and all other details. If you find out, if you think that it is suitable for you to visit, and if it attracts you for that. Okay.
Museum of Natural History, the Jurassic Experience. Journey through time and come face to face with the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. Hours open daily, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission $6, $8, $11.
Okay, we move to the third museum. You might find this one more interesting than the other two. So here, Art of the Pen. The title of this museum is Art of the Pen, Arabic Calligraphy. What do we mean by Arabic calligraphy? We mean by that the handwriting, the Arabic, the beautiful handwriting of Arabic. We'll have some details about that. Let's listen and see some pictures about this museum.
Art of the Pen, Arabic Calligraphy, Islamic Heritage Museum. Admire the beautiful art of Arabic calligraphy and Holy Quranic verse. June 1st to August 15. Hours 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed Sundays. Special discount for school groups.
Okay, so it is very important to know the Arabic calligraphy. We mean by that the Arabic handwriting. We have different kinds of Arabic calligraphy, like what? Like Diwani, like Nasakh, like Riq'a, and other like Al-Farisi, and so on. So these are called the Arabic calligraphy. And we move to the last museum. This is The Sky's Not the Limit. The Sky is Not the Limit. Try to guess what this museum is about from the title here. The sky is not the limit. So the sky will not make a limit for you to go beyond that. Okay, let's read and see some pictures. You will find out what this museum is about.
The Sky's Not the Limit. Museum of Science and Technology. Discover technology, past, present, and future. Go on a safari through space. Museum, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Planetarium shows, 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. Schools only, 11 a.m.
Okay, you might find this one is interesting to you because it talks about technology. Okay, and here we come to the second part of our class today. That is the quick check. What do you mean by check? We will check your comprehension and understanding to what we have said. Like here, vocabulary, mark the exhibits that have students' discounts. There are some exhibits or some museums that offer some discounts for students. Which one? Okay, you can pause the video and go back to the slides, or you can also look at your books now and find out about one of the, or two or three maybe, about these museums that they offer some discounts, okay, less money for students. Like the first one here, the World of Miro, okay, the art exhibition that offers some discounts. Also, Art of the Pen, Arabic calligraphy, offer discounts for the students. And perhaps the Natural History Museum. It was not mentioned exactly if they offer special discount. They specified some time for students when they said 11 a.m., but they did not tell exactly if they offer a discount for students or not. And in exercise B, comprehension now. We will check your abilities to understand about what we have offered to you in these 4 slides, the previous 4 slides about the museums. Answer the questions about the museum. The first one here, where can you see dinosaurs? Okay, we talked about dinosaurs. Where can you see them? Which one of these 4 museums you can see? That is in number 1. You can see dinosaurs at the Museum of Natural History. Okay, number 2, where can you learn about calligraphy? You can learn about calligraphy in the Islamic Heritage Museum. Number 3, where did one of the boys go on the weekend? That was in the previous slide. He went to the Science Museum. And the last one, what was the Science Museum like? Okay, we will see this section, which is called pair work. You will need to ask and answer the questions here. What kind of museum do you prefer? Okay, this is a conversation between two students. When we talk about pair work, we talk about two students or classmates talk to each other. So here is the student is asking his or her classmate, what kind of museums do you prefer? The answer, I like history museum best. Okay, you can try this one by acting or by making a role play on this conversation here. Ask and answer about recent events you attend. You can say, what did you do last Saturday? Okay, if you ask this question, that means you want to know about the activity that your partner had previously. So you can ask like this, what did you do last Saturday? Or you can choose the day that you want to know when he or she had the activity. I went to the sport museum. This is one possible answer. How was it? If you talk about the past here, in this case you ask about was, as we said. If you talk about the present, you say is. So if you want to ask about something or an activity in the past, how was it? But if you talk about it in the present, you say how is it? Okay? And here we have this conversation. You can see two students are talking to each other and they are asking questions in the past. Let's listen to this conversation and read it all the time or at the same time.
What did you do on the weekend?
I went to the Science Museum.
What was it like?
It was amazing.
Okay, this is a very important slide here. When you ask about an action in the past, you say, what did you do? This is a very common question. You hear it, or you can use it also to ask about activities. What did you do on the weekend, in the previous time, or yesterday, or last month? Okay, but the most important thing is to use did here when you want to ask about the time. If you use a verb, as you can see here, what did you do? What did you play? What did you watch? What did you eat? And all these things indicate that you are asking about the past or the last time. And the answer here should be in the past as well. As you can see here in the red font here, I went to the Science Museum. And the other question here, what was it like? Okay, this is a very general question also. If you want to ask somebody about thing, you want adjectives, or you want this person to describe what he has or she has done, you can ask like this, what was it like? And here the answer is also should be in the past. It was amazing. It was amazing because she or he was talking about last weekend. Okay, also there are some other technology or some other activities or museums that you need to know. The first one here is called navigation. Okay, what do you mean by navigation? Navigation means moving from one place to another for long distances and for difficult journeys. In this museum, for example, if you have a chance to visit it, you will learn how navigators traveled the oceans. They traveled the ocean, like Magellan, like Vasco da Gama, if you still remember. They traveled long distances and they don't have navigators. But what did they use? You will find out when you visit this museum. And here, what does this picture indicate? What does it tell you about? What kind of museum is it? It is about transportation. Transportation, that we mean by transportation, cars, ships, planes, buses, okay, trains also. These are some means of transportation. And this, if you visit that museum, you will find out about vintage car and plane collection. Also you find about vintage car that are the old model cars that were made a long time ago. Also this one also indicates aeronautics. Okay, when you talk about space and astronauts and the things that you have done, you will see original space shuttle and also this one is about electricity. You will see something about how to discover how electric currents work. Okay. Another one also here, this one indicates that you can visit this museum to see robots. Okay, so here robotics, you shake hands with a moving robot, and here also is about a planetarium. This is a planetarium that you will go and imagine that you are in the space. There is no gravity, and it is a very interesting experience if you have a chance to do that. You will explore the space with astronauts. Okay, and here are some questions about the previous slides. What is the subject of the web page? We'll end with these questions. What's the subject of this web page? It is called museum exhibition. It is museum exhibitions that are different kinds of museums. And the second question, what is the name of the web page? This web page that you can visit to make your reservation to visit a museum, it is called the What's On Museum Guide. What's on means what's happening. Okay, what does what's on mean here? It means what's happening, as we said before. Another question here, what are the 4 types of museums? They are contemporary art, that means the recent art, the art that is in the same time. Natural history, okay, that is for the previous time, that is talking about nature. Islamic heritage, we talk about handwriting or Arabic calligraphy. And in the last one is science and technology. Okay, these are the 3 things. Where can you see dinosaurs? Which one you can see dinosaurs? Which of the 3? You can see it in the Museum of Natural History. What country is the artist from? Which country is he from? The artist, the Miro Museum. He is from Spain. Okay, and by this we come to the end of our class today. Thank you for watching, and see you inshallah in our next episode. Goodbye.